lost again, going back around, dreaming of a time when
I get asked quite often where the name Elsie Lane Boutique came from. Customers come in, they call me Elsie. My name's not Elsie, my name's Debbie, but I really love the name Elsie, and so I just answer to it. I don't correct people when they call me Elsie. The name Elsie Lane came from my granddaughter. She just turned 4 years old. She is my daughter Brandy's little girl, and I love her so much. After prepping this piece, I painted a coat of Wise Owl Black over the dresser. I'm using JRV stencils on the top 2 drawers, and I'm using the JRV number 24 stencil brush and Wise Owl copper heavy metal paint. It has great coverage, and the stencils are really thick and easy to work with.
Bell has rang and it's really hard to...
The story of Elsie. Where to begin? So I have 2 kids, Everett, my 5-year-old, and then Elsie, my 4-year-old. And Elsie is the one that the business was named after. So I had them very, very, very close together. Everett was only 4 months old when I found out I was pregnant with Elsie. So with that came a lot of pregnancy complications. I basically just went right back into like contraction mode. I had contractions starting at 6 months along. So she came a month early, and it was a very easy birth. It was really peaceful and just joyful. And after she was born, they laid her on my chest. She didn't cry a lot. She just laid there. They, had her all cleaned up, so we started passing her to each grandparent and the dad, and everybody got their turn to hold her. And then she came back around to me, and they suggested that I try nursing her, and she wouldn't eat. And that was like the first red flag, but none of us really knew, because we're not doctors. So then they started noticing her oxygen was getting a little low. And before I knew it, there were 12 nurses in the room and a couple doctors, and they just snatched her right up from me and took her over to a corner and were working with her, and none of us knew what were going on, and which is fine, because the main priority is that she's taken care of, not answering all of our questions right then. But for a mom who just gave birth to their baby, the fear and the panic just starts to really set in. And
now I'm blending the Wise Owl copper paint and the whitewash glaze to give the dresser an old metal patina look. I didn't show the part where I sealed the entire dresser first with Wise Owl matte varnish. Sealing it with the varnish first will really help when you're blending glaze to make it glide easier over your project. I use a combination of the Paint Pixie Lil D blending brush and the Klingon brushes to get a perfect blended finish. They're both really soft brushes that work really well for blending.
Our ocean will find its shore. If you've never been this tired, then you've never been this in love. When you feel there is time for us.
We found out that she had a lung infection. And she needed to be taken to the NICU, where she stayed for almost 2 weeks, which was really, really hard because she was my second baby. And with your first baby, you are so scared already. You feel like everything you do is gonna be wrong, and you're scared to change them into the outfits that you brought, and you're scared to there's so many rules about them sleeping on your chest when they're in the room with you. There's so many rules and you're so scared to break any of them. So with Elsie, my second, I knew what I wanted. I knew that I was gonna take charge. I knew I had just been through this. I had just had a baby. So I wanted to, you know, get her into the outfit that I brought her, and I knew I had nursing down. I had all this down. I had a plan in my head that I was gonna stick to, and this really just threw me off my rails. I had no idea what to expect, and it was so terrifying.
I was dying to try the Prim and Trim IOD transfer. This transfer is very large, and I ended up only using about half of it for this project.
It's a really good time for a monologue.
They're really easy to use. You just cut along the grid line and apply where you want it. Then rub it on with the tool provided. Once it's applied, you burnish it with your hand and then a soft dry cloth to make sure that you get all the bubbles out. Then you just seal it again. I use the matte varnish from Wise Owl.
Someday
3 coats of the copper paint on the hardware, and this piece is completely done.
And we could only visit her every 4 hours, which was horrible. It was about an entire week before we could even kiss her, which was terrible. But she kicked the lung infection and she made it through. And through that whole experience, she taught us so much about unconditional love and patience, and I grew more in my faith in that 2 weeks than I had in my entire life. We learned just how big our support system is, how widespread the love around us is, because people really rallied behind us and were really praying for her, which was incredible to see. She is just the funniest, craziest, sweetest girl in the world. Very well deserving of having a business named after her. And it's just a joy to watch her grow into the person that she is, and just to watch every day to see how her mind works and to watch her creativity just bloom. And I wish that you all could know the Elsie Lane that we know. And I'm glad that we're doing this video so that you can all be a part of her story and be a part of this giant thing that happened in our lives, and share in the joy that is our sweet little Elsie girl.
I put a list of everything that I used in this description box below. You can find it on my website at elsielaneboutique.com. We're located in Spokane Valley at 100 N Houk Road if you're local to Spokane. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. By the way, are those babies cute or what?
it's really hard to understand, but losing you now is the only choice for me. Someday I wrote so